The way that UMG is responding to Drake and his lawyers, you would think that it was Kendrick Lamar himself that was responding. How fast they are responding to Drake and his team is crazy, bruh. It's crazy. They just responded to this not too long ago, just getting wind of it now. And it looks like the Not Like Us lawsuit. Universal asked judge to stop Drake's attorney from uncovering Kendrick Lamar's contracts, Interscope CEO's compensation, and more. So it turns out that this publication posted by MSN, in the latest pushback from Universal Music Group in Drake's defamation lawsuit against the company over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us diss track, UMG has asked a federal judge to stop all discovery in the case, which includes demands for all contracts between Lamar and UMG, as well as compensation and incentives. An example, salary and bonuses for Interscope CEO John Janik and other executives, like the ones that we went over in the last video. They were talking about the people over there at Interscope and things like that. Drake's first set of discovery requests consist of 18 items that would require costly collection and review of large swaths of hard copy and electronic data sets, contracts and agreements, and communications. The document states causing undue burden on the company. These are the things that we had went over. The 18 talking about the Grammys, Super Bowl, talking about YouTubers wanting to see the incentives, the monetization that UMG had allowed for YouTubers as well, for third parties. Really, it says third parties, but really that means YouTube, other websites like that. And Drake was asking for all these items, even asking about the incident that happened at his home during May 7th, 8th, and 9th, and everything else like that, right? In my opinion, is very ridiculous amount of things that he's asking for. Very absurd, if I do say so myself. And I feel like it's irrelevant because I don't understand what the contracts and things like that have to do with anything. I don't understand what that's going to do for you at this point. How is that going to help your cause? So continuing here, it says, it states that Drake's lawyers have requested all contracts between UMG and Kendrick Lamar, documents showing the executive compensation structure and annual incentive plans for Interscope Chief Executive Officer John Janik for the past 5 years. It continues quoting Drake's lawyers' documents in Interscope's 2024 executive incentive metrics, target projections, and performance used to determine annual incentive compensation for Interscope's executives and officers for the past 5 years. In a response, Drake's attorney, Michael Gottlieb of Wiki, Farr, and Gallagher characterized the request as part of a normal process of discovery and wrote, it is unsurprising that UMG is desperate to avoid discovery. This motion is ployed to delay producing documents and communications that UMG hopes to keep hidden and buried. If UMG has nothing to hide, it should not have an issue with the discovery. The things that he's requesting is not even relevant to the situation. What do contracts and things of that nature have to do anything with the rap battle? It doesn't make any sense. You're arguing about things were said, but it's always something about money with Drake. It's always about contracts and how much was he paid and what was being paid and what was going where and why was it going there. You know, this is kind of what Drake is worried about. And this is not what defamation is. This is what UMG was trying to say. This isn't defamation. This is about money. And you're worried about money. It's not about you being hurt. It's not about anything like this. It's more about you wanting to see how much he gets paid. Pocket watching you must be the police. This is insane. The move follows UMG's scathing motion to dismiss Drake's New York lawsuit against them for promoting Not Like Us, stating that he's only suing because he lost a rap battle and took legal action to salve his wounds. This is when UMG was getting them with the euphoria type slang. The motion filed Monday and reviewed by Verity to making the case for dismissal, claiming that Drake lost a rap battle that he provoked and in which he willingly participated in. Instead of accepting the loss like an unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to salve his wounds. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice. The filing notes that Drake himself signed the public petition less than 3 years ago, criticizing the trend of prosecutors using artists' creative expression against them by interpreting rap lyrics as fact. Drake was right then and is wrong now. Reads the motion, complaints, unjustified claims against UMG are no more than Drake's attempt to save face for his unsuccessful rap battle against Kendrick Lamar. In its motion to dismiss, Universal is arguing that Drake fails to claim for defamation in the suit, stating that it's a double standard. To expect them to promote his diss tracks against Lamar and not vice versa The motion adds that "not like us" conveys non-actionable opinion and rhetorical hyperbole, not fact, meaning that it can't be accused of acting with malice, and further claims that there's no basis for the suit since Drake failed to state a claim. Harassment in the second degree and under the New York general business law. There is nothing that Drake is saying that's implying that he was hurt or he was defamed. Everything is about money. And why do you want to see the contracts when you're talking about a defamation case? What does Kendrick getting paid have to do with anything else? This doesn't make sense at all. And it looks like UMG is already quick to respond to them doing so. But the important part is this: UMG has asked a federal judge to stop all discovery in the case, which includes demands for all contracts between Lamar and UMG, as well as compensation and incentives, whether it's salary and bonuses for Interscope CEO John Janik and other executives. Like Drake had stated in his request for the 18 items, that's PG Lang, that's Dave Free, that's the incentives that he's alleging to third-party businesses like YouTube and YouTube artists. This is all a fight against hip-hop. This is Drake being anti-hip-hop. And who would have thought a big company like UMG would have been fighting against Drake to protect the essence of hip-hop, the freedom of speech, and the right to give your opinion publicly without facing any type of lawsuit like this. I'm glad that UMG has asked the federal judge to stop any type of discovery that Drake is asking for. And I'm hoping that the judge really looks at this the way that everybody else does and understands that this is a complete waste of time. How are you claiming harassment when you're asking about contracts? This is all going back to money. This is all about money. This is all he's really concerned about. All he cares about is the money, not about defamation. And this is the point that UMG is trying to argue, while also trying to defend rhetorical hyperbole that is used in rap music, specifically rap battle, and the right to have an opinion. Like I said, Drake is anti-hip hop for doing all of these things. So we'll see what happens from here moving forward. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the judge sees it how we see it and understands that this is a complete waste of time and is totally unnecessary. Y'all tell me how you feel about this and get back to me, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, man. Peace. Keep it a legend.